So
Yeah, with a couple of favorites, you know,
I
Anthos not
mean,
making grand finals is pretty big.
I think that's the other thing is, we look at these guys and we see what they've achieved. I mean, we've beaten people like Anthos, and we've beaten people like Wei, who I know is really good. We've beaten Mott's, we've beaten Johnston, we've beaten people that are absolutely, some of the best MultiVersus has to offer. So these guys, whatever the outcome is, I feel like in some respect, they have already won quite the accolade.
We are talking about the best of the best, at the very least in their character.
Strong.
But now we are going into grand finals. We are seeing Steven versus the Shaggy. We need to see this Steven work. But Fatpac needs 2 set wins to claim victory in this tournament. Having a little bit of an uphill climb as far as set counts go.
Absolutely. Not really able to use much for the supercharge there. Steven using these floating platforms to his advantage to try and sort of bounce around on his shield, but keeping the damage levels rather even. Finally able to get rid of the decoy. Shaggy able to get a little bit more damage up, trying to secure getting beneath him, but I think the thing that Steven has that might be a problem for Fatpac here is he clearly has very good protection when dealing with attacks coming from below. So we may be in a position where Shaggy has to change up the moveset as he gets into kill range with Steven only at 77. That shield is an absolute menace to him as he tries to set up a couple different objects around the map, getting the clone out as Shaggy able to get the clone off immediately, but at 136 and Steven hasn't even hit triple figures yet. Both dancing around one another.
It is surprising that Shaggy's getting beat out by the Steven up air over and over again. Oh, as the shield saves Steven in that moment. With Shaggy's Sarah being one of the best downward aerial options in the game. As he gets beat out, that was frames. That was a couple of frame difference from Shaggy spiking Steven and Steven getting that aerial kill. Oh, we watched Shaggy close out that first stock. It's an even game.
Yep, able to even it all out and get rid of the clone as well. Steven not being there to protect his decoy. Now trying to get in a little bit of damage. These two are playing rather slow currently. Playing it nice and safe, trying not to put themselves in too much of a risky situation. There is the sort of horizontal prowess that we were talking about with Steven earlier, with the shield, with the sort of projection he's able to pull from the star on his chest. Very well executed here. Shaggy trying to get a little bit of charge up. The clone does come back into effect, and it looks like they might be trying to set up for an edge guard.
Remember that Shaggy does have a little bit easier of a time killing than Steven does, with a lot of those big hitboxes, that border, the up tilt. But Steven doing a really, really good job of just zoning the Shaggy out, making sure that Shaggy has to deal with the kill rather than the main body as he closes out second stock clean, only 50% to his name.
Steven's kit is very well suited to handling this Shaggy. He may not necessarily have as much kill potential, but I think what Steven has is the defense to outlast a lot of other opponents that might have a bit less of endurance, a bit more of a glass cannon that it seems that Shaggy has sort of become in this matchup. Desperately trying to get that elimination, but 50 heat already delivered back onto Fatpac. Finally able to get the kill there and able to secure the supercharge. But the shield is already up. We're going to get the clone set up ready to go. Here it comes now. Using those floating platforms once again to get above the Shaggy and use the shield to its full potential. Shaggy not able to pull off the supercharge kick in this instance. Is able to hit the bicycle kick though, and a little bit of an uppercut.
Now, it is important to say that it is easy to look at Shaggy and say, Oh man, Shaggy has 90%. But we have, once again, seen Shaggy get a couple of stray hits into a kill, but he is in a dangerous position, trying to stay on the ground. He's doing a really good job of ping-ponging off of the clone into the kill, into the dub. Shaggy looking a little lost. I'm not gonna say that this is a for sure win for Former, but that was pretty convincing as far as what I have seen today. Former doing a very good job of zoning the Shaggy out, making sure Shaggy can't get anything going, utilizing that clone to make sure that it is in Shaggy's face to make sure that, okay, when Shaggy gets those moves that combo into the up airs, into the up Bs, into the Sares, into all of these little hits that can lead to a kill. There's just a little clone guy made out of candy in the way.
And we are going to be going to Trophy's Edge for our second round of the first matchup. Once again, if Steven can secure the next two, he is just confirmed himself to be the champion. Shaggy still has a chance to enact the advantage, keep himself in the game. The clone now seems to be coming in, catching Shaggy on both sides. The floating platforms of Trophy's Edge may actually come into effect, similar to the platforms on Sky Arena. Not able to eliminate the clone just yet. Using the bicycle kick again and again. That seems to be his best defense at this time.
You see that over and over again. The clone interrupting the combo by just swinging with a random move. It is not something that Fatpac is having an easy time getting around. As Steven starts up, racking up that damage. You can see 80 damage to the basically 30. 90 damage to the 29. As Fatpac is having a hard time connecting anything. Now that the clone is gone, maybe Fatpac can even up the score a little bit.
Finally able to get a little bit of breathing room, but that shield is causing absolute chaos for Fatpac. Able to basically create your own floating platform and use it over and over again. The dodging from Shaggy has been pretty good throughout this tournament, but unfortunately on this occasion, Steven just has something for it. The clone comes back out again. Shaggy once again at 84 damage. Steven still sat at a very comfortable 44. Able to get the clone out a lot quicker this time. Hits the kick, but Steven falls into the uppercut, able to dodge out the combo, and the clap again. That deadly vertical elimination that Steven has. Looks like they went for an early elimination there, but Shaggy was just able to survive.
It is the one strong move that Steven has as far as like killing goes. That up air over and over again, hitting Shaggy over and over again, being set up by the candy, being set up by the shields. And honestly, Former doing a really good job of finding these hits. Fatpac struggling to find a closure for this first stock as Former slowly racks up the damage, bringing Fatpac up to 70%. And honestly, Steven is sitting at a relatively comfortable 92 on his first stock.
The fact that he is still 2 stocks up, even if he did take the elimination here, Shaggy has got a very uphill battle to climb. The clone is going to be out again in a moment. Here it comes once again. Shaggy able to dodge out the shield and hit another bicycle kick, but it's just the constant use of these shield projections that Steven's using, as well as using his own platform. There is the clap once again. Steven able to pull it out. A second point is going to go to him. We're going to be going to our third round.
I really like specifically the fact that Former knows when they are a stock up that they are a stock up. What I mean by that is Former does this thing where really puts the onus they really put the onus on the other player to respond to the deficit. Former may not actually be willing to run down the clock, may not actually be willing to lame out the other person. However, Former sets up these situations where it really feels like he is about to just lame you out. He's about to send the Steven clone at you for 5 minutes straight, and there's nothing you can do. And due to that feeling, it forces Fatpac to try to go for these overly aggressive plays that 9 times out of 10 don't work out. Granted, 1 times out of 10 they do work out and it evens up the stock count, but that's the best that you get in that situation, is that you even it up. And Former's doing a really good job of doing that specific thing. It looks
Absolutely.
like we might be getting a character switch from Fatpac. I think
I don't
this
think
is
that's a
fair.
character switch as much as it is a. It looks more like a skin swap because that may still be Shaggy.
Oh, I don't play with skins, so I apologize.
I think
I'm
Fatpac has
poor.
decided that it's time to get serious, and so we're going full shirtless.
Yeah, the Bruce Lee.
We've got a black belt Shaggy going up against the Matrix Steven. Steven just needs to secure one more win, and we will be naming him our new MultiVersus champion.
Serious, Steven?
Shaggy needs to basically win the next 3 matches to even stand a chance at tasting that glory. We're going to be opening up on Trophy's Edge once again. The floating platforms once again coming into play. Shaggy trying to make a connection with the super kick, but it is all Steven currently. Finally able to get a combo up, but once again that clone just getting in the way. Shaggy having to eliminate it in order to create a little bit of space. Steven going for the projection, but the kick is going to be enough to make a little bit of room for him. Steven creating his projectile, using that shield once again to try and do some downward damage. Shaggy playing it very nice and slow, trying to make sure he has his own space. That clap coming in, that very deadly clap. Steven coming in with a kick of his own. Clone is going to be coming back into the fight. Not able to hit the uppercut. Shaggy on 70, Steven on 43. Clone eliminated.
Yeah, Fatpac really feels like he's in a lose-lose situation every time he eliminates the clone. Steven just kind of hits him for free, but then Former also taking a decent amount of damage when having to set up. Fatpac finding these small advantages, finding these small windows to rack up a little bit of damage, and at this percent it could lead to a kill. Oh, as I say that, Fatpac really tries to end it all in one moment, but unable to do so, evening up the damage count. But Steven is able to combo into the first stock, leaving Fatpac down 1 stock, and Fatpac evens it up.
He evens it up. He's only taken 3 damage, and he's able to claim a free supercharge. So honestly, the momentum could ever so slightly be on his side, but Steven has not allowed it to continue. The complete and utter domination with that combo, keeping him in the game.
Time to save the day.
Sorry, I thought that was gonna lead into an up B into a kill at 0% basically. Honestly, Former finding the openings to find these combos that lead to 70% is actually insane to me. Because once again, I had no faith in this character. But Fatpac actually doing a really good job of playing around the clone, and as I say that, Former playing really well around the Shaggy's movement, able to close out the second stock. Hopefully Shaggy's able to close out the second stock early as well, evening up the stock count, but he really needs to be fishing for these strong hits.
Absolutely. Oh, it looks like the clone just able to survive and get onto the stage. This is a far more fast-paced match than we had earlier on. Steven able to get the downward juggle here. Looks like now trying to lock in the clone. Clone is going to be eliminated. Using the shield once again. There's the clap. There's the elimination. Just out of nowhere.
Excuse me, damage?